I'm sure you probably saw this, but it must have been rewarding in some way to see the reaction to the clip from your No More Bullshit stand-up
Oh my
special that's been going
gosh.
around of people. It's like it was a cycle of people getting mad at you because they thought you actually ruined an opera performance, and then
Yeah.
people getting mad at you that you would have pretended to ruin an opera performance. To,
This show starts, opera starts, you know. And I'm looking around. This guy's up on stage. Some jerks up there going, la, 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 this and that. Blah, 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 right? Looking around. An hour goes by. I couldn't take it. I stood up. I go, shut the fuck up! All right, it's the early crowd. That's usually a standing O. I'll let you work up to it. There's more to the story.
You know what? It was
For
such an
the-
equal opportunity offender. Like, I think it. So I mean, that special came out a couple years ago. People that like my stuff generally like it, and it is what it is, and it shouldn't be that complicated what it is. But it's sure. I mean, I'm not going to like just assume everybody gets everything. It's not whatever. It's everyone's busy, and I don't think everyone knows who I am or anything. But I'm going on tour this summer, so we put up little clips from it, just as everybody else does. But that one, and it was like a couple days after we put it up, but somebody with like an American flag in their profile name, of course, like totally unironically just said like, this is some of the worst comedy I've ever seen, just, and then he has a ton of followers, so they all went down there, and it was like a right wing thing for a day, but then it jumped to the other side of the spectrum,
yes,
where like
yes.
hardcore, like super liberal, whatever you want to call it, like very woke people, very righteous, mask wearing, other diversity flags, BLM, uh, came in saying, I want to say that this is terrible. And one woman said, let's call this what this is. It's misogynistic violence.
I I saw one that was like it was a critic and he went look, I know this is a joke,
Oh,
but I think it's masking something even darker.
oh my God. Or the people that said, so there's that. And then like Black Twitter got it and they didn't get it. They started like, we're reacting to it. They got that passed around. Like, this is the worst shit I've ever seen. And then it was like, yeah, like you said, I get that this is satire. It's bad satire. Okay. Because you know why? It wasn't abundantly clear from the get-go that this was satire. I'm like, what are you talking about? What is that?
Satire requires a clarity of purpose. Remember that meme?
Yes.
That
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
in the
What
shirt?
is that? That's
Exactly.
a shirt? Like,
That.
Yeah.
It's basically
Or
it's
it's like a
should
meme.
say I am a baby.
right.
I'm a baby who needs my food chopped up and spoon fed for me,
Well-
or else I'll get colicky.
Well, what's fascinating, and I love it all. All it does is bring more people, and hopefully, like, it does shit with the algorithm, so more people that know who I am, but gets like Don Jr.'s algorithms get crushed. Like, algorithms do get crushed. Like, he's not crazy there, like if you're trying to like promote something like a show or a live show or whatever, the algorithms hate that, or like the social media places hate that because they want you to pay for that, right? Like, it makes sense. It's not like a political thing. It's just
Yeah,
like a
that's
money.
ads.
It's ads, and
That's
they're
their
like,
business.
oh, if you want to promote your shit, you got to pay for it. But if you want to post you with your friend or you with your pizza slice, like, we love that. So you try to like, work around that and like pose with your pizza slice and say, come to my show. But um, what, so I like it for that reason, but I'm so from like a sociological place, like my fascination with social media and people broadcasting publicly that they don't understand something is fascinating to me. Why? What is the point of saying I don't get something or I don't understand something when you could just like go to another tab in front of you because you're on your computer or your phone? Like, you could literally just like 10 seconds later find out that answer instead of, right? Like, I know that's
Well, the thing
maybe
is
a
that
basic
it's
thing
your
to,
fault that they don't get it.
Yeah.
So they need to yell at you.
yeah.
Like,
And
they get mad that they don't get it, and then that makes them feel frustrated and insecure. But
Well,
then instead of interrogating that, they decide that it is your fault for making them feel that way.
And I'm
So
just
you have to
uh,
be
yeah,
you
I'm
have
not
to be
trying
held
to cram
accountable. I'm
anything
sorry.
down anyone's throats. Like I'm just doing my thing
You
and
you
like
must be accountable to a permanent end. I'm sorry. You made them mad. They got mad
uh,
because they didn't get it. And now
oh,
they want
it's in
everyone else who didn't get it to get together to yell at you so they can feel better about it.
I was wondering though that I would think like, from my perspective, what would be the most gratifying thing to see in like the reactions to that clip is someone who sincerely thought it was hilarious on a totally literal
I
level
know.
because they hate opera too.
Yeah, that's right. I hate that shit.
You know what? I did
Shut
see
the
like
fuck up.
I wanted to see more of that. I saw a few of that. A few like this isn't I don't really get the joke, but dude's right, opera sucks. You know what I mean? Somebody there was a little bit of that. Nobody's taking that special as like, yeah, I like Nick DiPaolo and I like this guy too. Like it's bad. I think I've made it bad enough that those people can't be duped into liking it. But I don't know. The craziest thing is there aren't people in that special that there are human beings that are laughing, you know? Like there's a crowd and there's clearly people that you can see that think it's funny and who cares why it's funny, right? Like who cares
Yeah.
why something makes you laugh really at the end of the day? It's just as we say, funny is funny and we can talk about why things are funny, but it doesn't really matter, you know? Doesn't really matter what the I
Yeah,
mean, whatever, like, there's cheap jokes and there's smart jokes and there's things that are funny 1,000 times, there's things that are funny like, reactively because, like, somebody just fell down, like, there's different, I guess, grades of what makes something funny.
That's the
yeah.
best kind of funny.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I don't want to like.
Someone hurting themselves. Yeah, that's always going to be gold.
well,
I don't want to get. I don't. Yeah, I don't want to get like too in the weeds where it's like the episodes of Joe Rogan where he
oh
has
my
like a
god.
comedian on and he talks about comedy for 7 hours.
Yeah, no, I don't of
Because
course I don't
I
wanna do
like
that.
those.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, leave Joe alone,
yeah.
let him have that.
Yeah, no, I can't do it nearly as well. But like like comedy's the most subjective and ephemeral thing because I think it's like it's the out of any like art form, any form of expression, right? It's the most like a trick, I think.
Yeah.
Like the way that like a joke work, like an elaborate joke works, is like it's the same way that like a central processing unit is, a rock that we tricked into thinking. And it's ephemeral because it's just like it's taking all these external things to like jog an internal thought process in an audience that like even 2 years later no one's really going to remember why they found it funny.
Right.
And for that reason you can't really, it's kind of hard to like have a objective appraisal of like was this funny or not, because it's like, yeah, once it leaves the exit velocity of the people that saw that like 2 years ago, and like when it came out 2 years ago, like I just saw like universal praise, but when it leaves that initial audience that
Yeah.
has the like their computers working that way, it's just
Well,
people who
this
don't
is
get it and are
yeah.
furious about it.
I mean, this has always happened, and there's like, like when Eric and I did our $1 billion movie, we had been off in this safe little space making Adult Swim shows, and was only judged really by those people or like fans of our stuff. So but we put this movie out that made us like come out of our holes a little bit to promote it to different markets and different kinds of like you'd promote a movie and then you just get whacked like just whacked down because it's this whole other group of people that yeah it does there's no context for them or something. But I don't know, I mean I don't I hear myself talking about it and I could see how that could be annoying to hear, but it is fascinating to me. The whole, like, not from a personal, like, it hurts my feelings or anything like that, just from, like, people are crazy or people are strange or, like, it's just bizarre. Like, can you imagine, like,
Yeah.
me on a like, if the Big Bang Theory put out a clip of their Tuesday's episode or something, this is not funny. Like, that's how I would feel about that clip, but I would never in a million years ever say that. Maybe I don't know, maybe I would. Like I fuck with I goof on Bill
Fucks with.
Maher now. I fuck with Bill Maher. I mean, I don't no, I don't fuck with I make fun of Bill Maher and not really even about his politics, but how what I consider him very hacky and very shitty. like from a humor perspective.
Oh, it's
But
terrible.
yeah, but listen to us. We're doing what we're talking about. So we
Yeah.
should
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no, it's the default, right? It's the default thing with comedy because it's just like it's never gonna get like a majority of people. Like no comedy thing beyond like a guy falling down, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, like we all like to think that we keep this like very this very smart professional approach to it where we're like, oh well, it's like really subjective and you
Yeah.
can't do this, but like we all have the same reaction when we see Bill Maher make a pronoun joke, which is like it sucks. And yeah, they like as close to like objective as you can get, it probably does suck. But again, like how can you really know?
But I guess, you know
Maybe
what?
if my life goes slightly differently, I love Bill Maher. Maybe.
Let me just like kind of go full circle here and say like, well, maybe those people that are saying like this isn't funny or I don't get it, like they're using social media kind of in a different way than maybe you guys use or I use it, which is like it is their chat room with their friends. Like they don't have like 500,000 followers. They have their 14 followers that maybe they're using more like a chat room or something. So it is more of a conversation, but I don't know. It's probably just a lot of lonely people with
Yeah.
no followers.
Yeah.
Those poor fools. Okay, maybe we could just switch for a second from overanalyzing comedy to overanalyzing music because I know you're going on tour with the music and the stand up. So it's going to be like a night of 1,000 Tims. You know, you're giving evil Tim
Two
and good
Tims,
Tim, two Tims. Yeah. Okay, so I was listening to the Fear of Death album,
Thank you.
and I'm probably not the first one to ask you this or make this comparison, but I just gotta ask: are you a Warren Zevon head?
Yes, of course.
Okay, because like I just like I mean this is the highest compliment. I really feel like the influence of Zevon as a songwriter.
In fact-
in your music, yeah.
In fact, I think in every record, I don't know, I must have done it, but I put in what I call like the Zevon, huh. Zevon does a, huh. He does that like
Yeah.
in a lot of his songs.
Draw blood, yeah.
Yeah, I do it. I do it on the new record, and I do it, and I've done it in a bunch of records where I just put it in somewhere, and that's my secret homage to Warren. Not so secret anymore, but oh yeah.
Do you have a just like favorite Warren Zevon song or album, just like off the top of your head?
I mean, I think honestly, his first album is his best album, and in my opinion, and Desperados Under the Eaves.
Yep.
Geez, I mean that
There we go.
doesn't get better than that.
There we go.
Sorry to be like so basic with my Warren Zevon love.
No, that's no. You're dead on accurate. You have
It's
you have
not.
passed
It's
the
not.
Warren.
Like the Envoy. A lot of people don't like that record, but yeah, I'm not that guy.
All right, so Tim, I want to thank you so much for joining us. But like when is the tour, and if people want to
Oh.
come see you live, where can they find information about
Well,
that?
it's only on July 4th. It's never been done before. We're doing a 30-city broadcast on July 4th with no fireworks. It'll be indoors. I'm going everywhere. I'm doing like all the big cities, most of the big cities, the places that will have me, tolerate me. Yeah, it's like it's about half stand up and half music with the band, and we did it in New York a couple weeks ago, and it was a fucking blast. I think everybody. I mean, it was a standing room only, but there was a standing ovation. I mean, I guess people could have sat down at the end. That could have been an option. They could have sat on the floor. They didn't. They remained standing. Yeah, it's like it's a really I'm really excited. It's a fun show. Tickets are selling quickly. timheidecker.com/live, and I guarantee smiles, like ear to ear smiles, Matt.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We've called ourselves smile makers, but you're really like
It's true.
I mean, you're doing smile production at an
You're a smile
economy of
patroneur.
scale.
I
Yeah.
lock them in. Like you'll be smiling the whole time,
I can't even guarantee that.
and there'll be
Never. Never would.
limited seating that you'll be able to sit if you're like an old guy like me. I think there'll be seats as well. So it's
You heard
summer.
that?
Get out of the heat. Get in the air conditioning.
Come see